Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, and in today's video I'd like to be sharing with us how we can wean our babies from breastfeeding. As we all know, breastfeeding is a natural thing in a baby's life. It's a natural stage in a baby's life because no child was taught how to suck. It's just a natural thing that has to happen when you give birth to a baby. So when you want to stop your baby from breastfeeding, or you want to wean your baby from breastfeeding, it has to be a gradual process of giving the baby other foods. It's not something that you just stop outrightly. Like a lot of women, they tend to copy what other women have done. They tend to copy what their sisters and their friends, what other people have done, the way they've wean their babies from breastfeeding. That's the same way they want to follow too, and it's not done that way. Even with a particular mother with children, you will tend to see that each baby will stop breastfeeding in different ways, different months, not at the same time. Meanwhile, we have some mothers that they just believe that once a baby clock a year old, that is the time that they will stop the baby from breastfeeding. And once the baby celebrates his or her first birthday, you see the mothers stopping the baby from breast milk. This is too harsh, ma. Mommies, this kind of thing is too. Just consider yourself a food that you like eating, that you have been eating for a very long period of time, say a year or more, and you are eating this food on a daily basis, and they just stop you from eating that kind of food. How will it be for you? It's so harsh on the baby. So it's just a gradual thing that you have to do. It's not something that you just stop outrightly. According to what we were told during antenatal, we were told that we should breastfeed our babies for 6 months, and after that 6 months, it's not as if you are going to stop the baby from breast milk, but you are going to introduce semi-solid and other things to the baby, and at the same time you will still be breastfeeding the baby. So you continue breastfeeding the baby to a year plus, and when you are ready to wean the baby from breastfeeding, there are a lot of things that you have to put in place. As in, there are a lot of things that you have to consider. Number one, you will see that the baby will seem hungry more than usual. The way the baby has been eating will be different. The baby will want, like, let's take for instance, the baby has been eating as 2 hours interval before. You will discover that after 1 hour that the baby has eaten, the baby will start crying, demanding for other food. You will definitely know that the breast milk is no longer sustaining the baby. Another thing that you will do, or you will notice before you can wean your baby from breastfeeding, is that you will see that the baby can sit down on his own without any kind of support. Once the baby can sit down conveniently by him or herself, is a stage, or it has also a sign that okay, you can try to wean the baby from breastfeeding. It's not when baby starts sitting. Even when your baby starts sitting by 6 months, it doesn't mean that you should just try to stop the baby from breastfeeding. Another thing you also have to consider is that you will see that the baby can control his neck muscle very well. Then you will see that the baby is gradually gaining strength to enable him or her to eat what adults are eating. Not a baby that you are still trying to control the neck muscle for him or her, that you want to stop that kind of baby from breastfeeding. Another thing you can also consider is that when you put food in the baby's mouth, the baby is willing to take that food, and the baby can hold the food in his or her mouth without spitting it out. Then you will know that okay, this baby can as well eat what others are eating, what adults are eating, when you eventually stop him or her from breastfeeding. Another thing is that you will see that the baby will always show interest in other food. You might be eating, you will see a baby try to cling to you in order to eat from what you are eating. The baby is actually showing interest in the food that you are eating. Then you know that okay, this baby is ready to eat other food apart from breast milk. Another thing is that anytime a baby sees something coming to his mouth and the baby eagerly opens his or her mouth then this is another thing to see or to notice before you can say you want to wean a baby from breastfeeding. And the thing is that we have two types of weaning. We have the natural weaning, and we have the planned weaning. The one you planned is the one that you have considered the age of the baby, and you see that the baby is okay to start eating other food. Another one is that a baby will just natural one, a baby will just stop breastfeeding by him or herself at any stage in his own life. It might be at 4 months, it might be at 3 months, it might be at birth. Some baby are just there that they will not take breast milk. That one is natural weaning. You don't have any other choice. If you try different kind of means to breastfeed the baby and baby is still not taking, you have no choice than to just accept the way the baby is. Then the planned one is the one that you are trying to stop the baby from breastfeeding. So how do you wean your baby? You start substituting or alternating breastfeeding and other food. You don't just stop outrightly. Some women have done that, and it was even hard on them too, because by second or third day after they are finished breastfeeding, they will see that their breasts are just engorged, very big and painful. But if you do it in a gradual process, you will see that it is very easy to wean your baby from breastfeeding. You will, if you have been breastfeeding your baby for like maybe 5 times, 6 times in a day, you start reducing the number of times you breastfeed. When the baby is hungry to eat food, try and give the baby other food to eat. You reduce it with time. If you have been giving the baby, let's say 4 times, you try reduce it to 3 times. That's how you will continue doing. You will continue doing. You will do it to a state that you might not even breastfeed the baby from morning to evening. It might be in the night when the baby wants to sleep that you will not breastfeed the baby. So you start reducing. And as you are reducing the number of times that you breastfeed the baby, the breast milk too, the flow of the breast milk will start reducing by itself. Because the more you breastfeed the baby, the more the breast milk continue to flow. But when you start reducing the number of times that you breastfeed the baby, the same way the breast milk will be reducing, the flow of the breast milk will be reducing. So that's how you continue. If you have been doing it 2 times a day, reduce it to once. If you have been breastfeeding all day, stop it outrightly, and in the night, probably in the middle of the night, you breastfeed the baby. And if you want to do it in the night, you might even stop not giving the baby breast milk. When the baby is hungry to eat, try and give the baby other things, and the baby will take. And before you know it, you will even see that there will not be breast milk coming out of your breast again. And by the time you stop the baby, you will not even feel any pain. You will not even know that you have stopped your baby, or you have weaned your baby from breast milk. Another thing is that you have to provide emotional comfort. At that time when you want to stop your baby from breastfeeding, or you want to even reduce the number of times you give, there are some babies that will cry. They will just want the breast milk. They will continue to cry. And what do? You try to provide emotional comfort. You can put the baby on your shoulder. You can sing. You can dance for the baby. You can get some other things that the baby can play with that will make his or her mind to leave the breast milk. Another thing you can do is just to switch your feeding routine. Switch up your feeding routine. As in, if you have been the one feeding the baby, try to use other person, probably the father of the baby to feed, or the older sibling, or anybody around can help you to breastfeed the baby and to feed the baby with food. Because there are some babies, even when you want to feed them, once they are still seeing you, they might not want to take the baby. So it will be helpful if you can get someone at that moment to help you feed the baby, or you can just leave the baby and be away for some time so that the baby can eat if he or she did not see you. So these are the ways you can follow. And by the time you stop the baby, you will not feel the pain. The baby too will not feel the pain. Everything will just be okay at the same time. So I want to encourage all mothers, the ones that have been doing it, that it's just a day that they want to stop the baby. is so wrong. It's so harsh. It will be so harsh on the baby. So try the gradual process. Be reducing the number of times you feed the baby, and before you know it, the baby will be okay. The baby will be strong. You will not even feel that you have just stopped your baby from breastfeeding. And here I thought today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, like, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you and God bless you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.